Cue sultry, suspenseful music that makes you question your morals in the best way possible. Welcome back to Reviewed, the book club segment of What She Said, where we don't just read books, we feel them, scream them, and occasionally need a moment to recover in a cold shower. Now, before we get carried away, and trust me, we will, a massive shout out goes to our girl Natalie, the literary temptress who handed us this delicious disaster piece. Natalie, you knew exactly what you were doing. We're grateful, we're ruined, and we may never trust a fictional man ever again. Snacks, wine, and lifelong loyalty are coming your way. This month, we dove headfirst into Ruthless Creatures by JT Geissinger, a dark, dirty, devastating romance full of morally grey men, emotional whiplash, and enough spice to short-circuit your e-reader. If you've ever wanted to be emotionally wrecked by a man who looks like sin and acts like The Secret, you're about to feel it very soon. So,
Your nether
girls,
regions.
yeah, in your
Oh.
nether regions. Have I got you all hot and flustered already, Moira?
I know,
Oh,
right?
my cheeks are already sore from smiling.
I know.
So, girls, what did we think?
I hated it.
Moira, you go.
I
You
hated it.
hated it?
I hated it so much that I loved it.
Yeah, you did.
I absolutely loved this. And I was like, there were different moments where I was like, you're gonna lose me. And that was the initial part of the book where you see Chris and Nat and they're breaking up over the phone.
Mhm.
And I was like, it's gonna lose me. No. And I read a couple of pages and I was like, oh, put it down. And then I was like, no, I have to actually read this book. So I got it on audiobook. And I was just working away while I was listening to it. And then I was like, okay. And then I was hooked. I was hooked. And I was, my flabbers were gasted. Not a euphemism. But whoa. Like, I was just sitting listening to them and I was like, oh! I actually made it through a lot more of the spicy sections as well than I thought I was going. I did skip through a lot of it. But there were, but it did, because there was like a full chapter of it, and I was like, get back to the mafia stuff. You've already had me, like, I've heard the first lot of it, like, I get it. You're just doing the same thing over and over again. Like, get back to the story.
Same thing over and over again.
I mean, he just
kept plowing. That office scene was plowing her, so.
That's not a bad repetition to have, though. Like a Groundhog Day with Kage.
Exactly.
To be fair, it was always with a different implement, so I guess it's different. But I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it so much that I'm going to pre-buy 2, 3, and 4. I'm not even going to wait until I finish the next book. I'm buying the whole series.
Me too.
Yeah. Em, what did you think?
I got a little thing to tell you. I'm already almost finished the second book.
I thought you were going to say you're pregnant.
Oh, no.
I loved it so much.
Paige, from reading the book. No, I loved it. I loved the underworld, the mafia vibe. In fact, I really liked that side of the crime syndicate kind of thing. And the romance was hot, and like I remember that lust, that initial wanting, and it is undeniable that this book is full of it. I just absolutely love it. And I felt as soon as I finished it, I was like, a little bit of a spoiler alert, I was like, oh my God, what's happened to Sloane? And then I was like, I need to go and get this second book. So I ordered it. It's crack. It's crack.
It really is. It's like, Pringles, like once you pop, you can't stop. That's this book. And can I just say the banter between Nat and
That's
Sloane,
a euphemism in there.
Oh my gosh.
Like that got me. Like that got me through to like the next chapter. I was like, oh no, I love this. This is my type of banter. Yes.
Yeah.
I can relate to these people.
Yeah.
I love Nat and Sloane.
Yes, me too.
But speaking of banter, and I know this isn't actually this book because it's the next book, but the banter between the two main characters in the next book will get you.
Good.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah.
And can
Love
I just
that.
can I just jump in and say, if you struggle to read like I do, because for me, normally the only time I can read is when I go to bed, and by that time I'm just tired. So I prefer the audiobook so I can like clean the house or like do some admin and stuff while I'm working and also listening. Holy, Cage's voice.
Oh,
Oh, tell
yeah.
you what.
I saw your TikTok, and it was steamy.
It
It didn't so
was.
much like Nat's voice. I mean, I could play Nat's voice a bit better than she could as long as I'm facing Cage. But yeah, his voice was amazing.
It was, yeah, it was good. And they had lots. I don't know if they threw their voices like the Simpson characters, like one person does like seven characters.
Mm.
I don't know
Yeah.
if there was only two people and they threw their voices or there was like lots of different people, but the audiobook was really good. So I almost want to buy the whole set of the books, but I also want to also read, like listen to it through audiobook.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
obsessing over it all. I want it all in all the different ways that I can have it. Kind of like
Yes.
Nat.
Yes.
In every
Yes.
orifice.
Whoa. I mean, it wouldn't have gone that far. But
I
yeah.
loved it.
I loved it too. Absolutely.
What was why did you love it, Paige?
Well, I loved the steaminess of it.
Mhm.
I love a good spicy book. And this one was like it hit all the right notes. I like the fact that yes, Sloane and Nat have really good banter, but Sloane and herself, she could obviously have her own book.
She's a badass.
She is a badass, and I love that about her. But yeah, it was Cage. It was all Cage. Like
He's a naughty boy, isn't he?
I didn't I know I'm going off track here and I'm probably skipping forward, but how did you picture him looking? So Moira and I have actually already had this discussion and we had to stop ourselves because I was like, no, we need to save it for book club. It's a book you just will be talking about with all of your friends. Trust me, you need to read it.
Oh my God, yes.
But yeah, how did you picture him? Because right at the start of the book when they first see Cage in the book describes him as looking kind of like Aquaman.
Mm.
I didn't picture him like that though.
No, I didn't either. I mean, I think the physique of Aquaman, yeah, absolutely. But facial, I sort of saw him as having maybe like a scar on his face, like a hot scar on his face. But almost like the lead out of Sons of Anarchy.
Like Jax, what's his name?
Jackson, but his actual name is Charlie Hunnam.
Oh, yes,
Hunnam.
yes.
Yeah.
Which is what I was saying, reading halfway through the book. Yes.
I don't know who I pictured. Normally I get a really good picture of somebody, but this time I didn't. But it wasn't Jason Momoa for me, not in the face anyway, but definitely like a massive brick shithouse man for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, not Jason Momoa's face. But I did picture kind of not long hair, but like long enough for him to sweep away because he kept sweeping his hair away.
Now we've slightly touched on this, but did you think that it was at the right pace, or were you very much like me? Would you just hurry up and get to the smart?
No. Oh, I love the pace of it.
Yes.
What did you think about the pace of the book, Em?
I wanted to hear more from Cage. I didn't think there was enough of his chapters throughout the book, which I found disappointing because I like to know what's going on in the male mind, particularly when it comes to sex. So I would have liked to have seen more of that. I think that would have made the pace of the book a little bit better. But yeah, no, I think there was lots of scenes from the middle towards the end. There was lots and lots and lots, and I really enjoyed that, and I read very quickly through that, like not in a bad way. I was just like, I need to get more. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I think I wouldn't change anything in it, really.
I liked it. Don't get me wrong, I liked the whole book, but in the beginning of it, I was like, there is so much pent-up energy here. Would you just get to it?
That's the best part, though. I loved that. That was hot for me. I was like, oh, yeah.
Okay, so we all liked it. Moira's on the cusp of fully going into those chapters. I read
more than I have
written
ever
all over her
read.
face.
No, sorry. I scratched that. I listened more than I have ever listened.
Mm.
Yeah, you did. You dirty girl.
The only thing I didn't really like, and it's just not my thing, although I suppose I've never been spanked, is the spanking, how it can get someone that close that quickly. Like, I was just like, I can't
Well,
imagine
guess
that.
who needs to get the crop, a whip out and have a little bit of a discussion with.
Have you got a ping pong table? Let's start there.
Get your paddle out.
I'm getting Thailand vibes here. What are we going? Where are we going with this?
A spatula. Let's make it real easy.
Okay, so in the scheme of Natalie, if you were in her shoes, would you have fallen for Kage? I'm going to put my hand up and say, fucking yeah, I would have.
I don't think there's any resisting.
I mean, look, in all honesty, I am notorious for going for the bad boys, and that does not always end well, clearly. That's why I'm still single, because, you know, my gut instinct has started to kick in and go, Paige, we are not doing that again. So as much as I would like to have said, yes, I would have totally gone there, my gut instinct also says, no, we would not have gone there.
But I think when you meet somebody that you're just like that attracted to, you can't not go there. Like, it was
So there's a difference between
undeniable.
going there and hanging around. So
No,
I'd
if
go
you're going to
there.
go there, you might as well go there. You know what I mean?
That's what I mean. I'd go there, but I'm not going to hang around.
No, but I think, but it was, as I said, like, these books are like crack. I imagine that would also be a similar euphoria, and that once you went there, you wouldn't be able to leave.
Hotel California,
Banking and
hey?
all.
Check
just,
out anytime you like, but you will never leave.
That's right. I just wondered whether the whole mafia thing, though, I was like, oh, if you knowingly entered into a relationship with somebody that was in the mafia, would you then go, I don't know. Whereas, like,
how do I answer this question?
For me,
what are your thoughts?
Like, she didn't care that he was a debt collector, like, literally would murder people. Like, that was his job. He was a hitman. She didn't care.
Yes, but we do hear his side of the story in relation to why and how he got into it, I guess, and his reasons for getting into it. And look, there are certain types of people that I wouldn't mind someone doing certain things to. Like, for example, those people who do things to children, like that people did to his sisters. I think
absolutely.
I would definitely not feel bad about being with someone in the mafia if that was the type of debt collecting that they did. It does come with its risks. But then, I mean, God, so does being on social media. So, you know, and $10 million, look, it helps.
Wouldn't go astray.
I mean, that was just the start. I imagine he is very, very wealthy. $10 million was chump change for him, just to give her own account. Also, would you spend the money? Or would you be like her and just leave it in the account and not spend it?
Leave it.
Would you think once you spent it?
Because it gives you the power and you still call the shots because then I feel like she still doesn't really know this guy by the time that all happens. And so you could go, well, I don't owe you anything because I haven't touched what you're offering and I don't know what that comes with.
I thought she was very smart not to touch the money. But then when she dove into it to go and find her fiance who she thought was dead, I thought, okay, she was kind of at that desperation point at that time. Not desperation, it was just like pure fury and just wanted to get answers. And I suppose that she knew Kage would be okay with that. Like, it was her money to spend. So, I don't know. I would spend it in case of emergency.
Then you start to weigh up what's an emergency, though. Like, I'm really hungry. Definitely an emergency. I could get hangry, and who knows what I could do when I'm hangry. So it's an emergency.
Exactly.
I'm protecting the people by eating.
That's right. Kage wouldn't stand a chance with you being hangry. Do you think Natalie was fierce or foolish? Is she the blueprint for the modern heroine? Or did she lose common sense somewhere between the double date with Sloane and her second orgasm.
Oh, I think she lost it even before then. I think as soon as he asked to finger bang her at the restaurant, that's when she lost it. She let me get this straight. She wanted that to happen. She was just too coy at that stage.
Yeah, she was.
Let's fast forward 6 months later. I bet you they're finger banging everywhere.
On every surface.
What was the question?
Is she fierce?
Was she fierce or foolish?
Fierce, for sure.
Yeah, I think she was fierce. Yeah. Look, when she pulled that rifle out to Chris, I was like, yeah, girlfriend, you stand up for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, I do. I think she was very fierce. Probably not as fierce as Sloane, though. I think between the two of them, Sloane tops it. But they're yin and yang. They're just like the best. They bring out the best in each other, those two, I think.
Yes. I think that she is the quiet achiever, whereas Sloane is in your face. So with Kage, did he awaken something in you? And if he didn't, should we be worried? Because he definitely awoken something in me. Did we all like Kage?
Yeah.
Obviously we did. We've already said that we did. And we already think that he is like Charlie from Sons of Anarchy, because I can't say his last name.
King Arthur. What I loved about Kage was the very much protector. She knew that if something was to go wrong, he was going to be there for her. He would resolve, not necessarily in the best way, but he would resolve a situation. But also the very transparent nature of him, and him saying, if I can tell you, I will tell you. And she asked a question and he gave her a very truthful answer, whether it was the answer she wanted to hear or not. That I loved. The honesty, the transparency, and the protector of him.
Yes. But also that's right. But he also knew that she was capable of looking after herself, and he gave her that space to be able to do that. Now, my favourite line in the book is from Natalie, and it is, "This man is the Shakespeare of smut." He's very good with his words.
Yes.
Yeah. I would want him to whisper everything to me.
To you.
Everything.
Not necessarily what Kage said, but going back to the banter between Nat and Sloane, my favourite lines were, "Unless you're a Cocker Spaniel, the way you're panting and drooling is undignified." And then whenever they were both trying to hit on him and he turned them down in the initial stages, they were like, "Oh, well, that settled it. He's gay."
Yes.
He couldn't possibly
That's the
not
only
be
logical
interested.
explanation.
And then last but not least, it was, "We've been friends since before you had pubes." So that just tells you how long they've been friends for. I loved that.
Yeah.
I did too. Very much appreciated the banter.
Yeah.
The banter was chef's kiss. Amazing.
It was just a good book. It's well written. Just really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Me too.
So the next question I don't even think qualifies as the question, because we already know what the answer is. But would you recommend... Yes, please. Ping pong or something else. Would you recommend this series, and are you going to read the next book? Emma, you're disqualified because you've already said that you're reading it. So Moira,
I'm almost finished the second.
I can't believe that. 100%. I would definitely, for someone who doesn't love the smuttiness as well, definitely. I loved it. And you can skip the smut. But this story...
there's so much... Sorry, I was going to say, but there's just so much more than the smut in the book.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
There is a really good storyline that I enjoy that keeps you hooked. The banter, the conversation, the external parties that get involved. So it's not just like, the three main characters being Sloane, Nat, and Kage. Like you have more characters that get involved, and the more that they get involved, the more twisted the story becomes. And it's a really good book. It had me hooked, and I have never had a book that's hooked me that much.
Yeah. Well, as I said, my first introduction to smutty books, spicy books, was 50 Shades of Grey, and I was completely hook, line, and sinkered with 50 Shades of Grey. Well, that hook, line, and sinker has now been cast onto Ruthless Creatures, and I think it's going to be hard to top this series.
I know.
Yes.
I know.
A very good recommendation, might I add. A very good one.
As far as the spiciness goes, though, I wouldn't say it was super spicy. It wasn't like the submissive or how it was like kind of the ickiness of it. It didn't have that.
Sort of, for me, it sort of wrapped you up in a blanket and made you feel safe.
I think that was because the whole book was just about being safe and protected. So I think that's kind of, yeah, okay.
It quite irritated me, though, the whole say it. And she had to say, I'm yours. And I'm like, I mean, that's what gets you off? Really?
I do get that. I actually found that endearing.
Yeah.
Not in that moment. Come on, tell me something naughty.
Yeah, because he'd never been...
He's never the person that doesn't read the smut.
It wasn't smutty enough for the smut spots for me.
Oh, and I think that's why I was saying, like, it wasn't super spicy. It was hot. There's a difference, right?
Yeah.
It was more lust and passion rather than...
That's true, and that's probably where I listened into it more than I did the other bits, because I was kind of like, oh, it's, there's still the storyline. It's not just smut. There's still a storyline that goes along with it.
Yeah, it's not smut just for the sake of being smut.
No, it did towards the end, though. I was like, nah.
No.
They're on it again. Tell me what you want to tell me. I'm yours. Move on.
My favourite part of the smuttiness was when he'd been shot when the war broke out, and he came back and he'd been shot and she had to stitch him up.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were going to say when he had broken into her house and he was standing there after she had pulled the shotgun on Chris, and then she turned around to find him in her bedroom, but she wasn't holding a shotgun. And he said, we've really got to talk to you about your weapons of choice.
I know.
And it was
choice.
Something from her bedside drawer.
That may or not have been hot pink. That whole part was the best part in the book, I think. Not the best part, but like, it was like, I wouldn't mind someone that I barely know turning up in my room when it's dark.
Especially if his name is Kage.
It would be a little frightening though, right? Sensing somebody in your room. It would be scary.
And
but in this situation it was hot.
What did you think about him constantly walloping the punch bag? I thought that bit was hot when she was like looking at him. That's
when I imagined like his shirt off and just the muscles in his back rippling, and I was like, yeah. Did you have the penny flutters?
No.
Sorry, I just had to do it.
Did you?
I absolutely did, for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
I had the tingles.
I did. Yes. All hands on deck.
Aye, sailor. Oh, I also thought it was really hot that he was a pilot.
Yes, he was all the things.
He kind of reminded me of Tom Cruise in that instance. I was like, is there anything you don't do? Yeah, like, it is that lustfulness and the chase, isn't it? And the the pursuit as well.
Which I think is hotter than the actual thing sometimes.
Yeah.
Do you know what's really pisses me off about the whole pursuit thing?
You don't know when they're pursuing you?
Well, there's that, because I've always been the one that's pursued other people, and now I'm like, I want someone to pursue me, but it's been that long that I don't even know when someone's pursuing me.
They're just going to show up in your bedroom. Is that what you're trying to say? Paige, right. I would just like you to sit on my lap while I feed you.
Okay.
That's what they need to tell you.
Okay. All right. Now it's down to the pointy end. On the scale of bell pepper to Carolina Reaper, What would you say this spice level of Ruthless Creatures would be?
How many stars?
5.
I'm going to go 5 stars, but I'm going to go it's only a cayenne pepper again because I didn't think it was super duper duper spicy, but it was good.
Yeah, look, I thought it was a really good book, so I would give it like definitely a 5 out of 5. Um, and I didn't think it was that spicy, though I didn't read most of it. So I'm not really good for the spicy scale.
Right,
2.5, maybe.
well, that's more than what you've given previous ones, so that's good. I am going to say 5 out of 5 for a book read. And I'm going to go because I thought that it was really, really good, really well written. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go a 3.5 out of 5 for spice.
Okay, what's that? What's that on the spicy scale?
Probably a cayenne.
Just before we wrap it up, I had a question. So we know that Nat was to be married and that never happened. And she still had her wedding dress. What do you do with a wedding dress if you've been stood up and 5 years later you still have it and there is no sign of said groom? Do you keep it and wear it to your next wedding? Or what do you do?
Bad juju. Bad juju. Bad juju. It depends on what the circumstances are around it. Whether or not he completely ghosted, there's potential for him to still be alive, then I'd go.
This is 5 years later, so essentially he's been declared dead.
Yeah. So I would just sell it off. But if it was like a bad, like his groomsman comes to me and says, "Yo, Paige, he ain't coming to get married," I'd be like, "Screw you, motherfucker," and burn the dress.
Well, first of all, I wouldn't be marrying someone that speaks like that, like has a mate that says, "Yo, Paige, he ain't coming to get fucking proper English, please." I would too. I would also, if it was a bad breakup, burn that dress.
Hello, bonfire.
But I would probably sell it off as well. I don't think you rewear it because you've chosen that wedding dress in mind to be married to a certain person. Like you've pictured yourself in that dress to be with that groom.
Yeah.
And if you were to ever get married again, which it appears Natalie may, different dress. Plus, Kage didn't even like the dress on her.
Exactly.
It's not you. Doesn't suit you.
Yeah.
What would you do, Mo?
I'd probably sell it.
Was Ruthless Creatures the literary equivalent of a man who ruins your morals, your sleep schedule, and your ability to enjoy real life men?
And your
Absolutely. Biggest love to Natalie, once again, for recommending this fever dream of a book. You've officially earned VIP status in the What She Said book club, and maybe a little side-eye for how quickly we fell for the fictional hitman. Absolute respect goes to you. Whether your team, Kage, can rearrange my furniture and my life, or I need a cold compress and a reality check, we want to hear from you. Slide into our DMs, tag us, we're ready. And don't worry, the literary chaos continues. Our next read is on the horizon. It is The Other Brother by Tierney Paige. Stay tuned, because if this month has taught us anything, it's that we love our fiction like we love our coffee. Dark, hot, and slightly concerning. Until next time, keep your TBR tall, your standards higher, and remember, if he's not building you a bookshelf and ruining all your future relationships, he's simply not book boyfriend material. You've been listening to us. We are your hosts. I'm Paige.
I'm Moira.
And I'm Emma.
And we are available on all the socials. Go and check us out on YouTube. And until next time.
Bye.
Bye.